This episode is sponsored by The Botanist Kitchen. The Botanist Kitchen are an incredible company that are owned by Becky and Nathan, and they are the very proud distributors of doTerra Essential Oils. And when you use a doTerra Essential Oil, you are using an oil that is pure with no contaminants, fillers or adulterations. doTerra has created an incredible essential oil. I've used essential oils for years and I have never found one as good as this. It is pure, potent, healing power in a tiny bottle, guys. And if you are a listener to this podcast, then you can head over to the website. The link is in the show notes and get your 25% off your own essential oils. Hi everyone, welcome back to my final episode of the season. We had a little break week last week and I wanted to really feel into how this last episode is going to form. And typically on a Friday we have a guest, but we have no guest this Friday. Instead, you have me, because this is the last episode of the season and I thought it would be really good just to sign off this season with a solo episode and some reflection on this season, this grief season. And when I look back and reflect on when I started this season, there are so many feelings that come up. The biggest one that sort of comes forward just now is growth. And what I mean by that is my own growth and expansion on this journey. I opened up really from a real heart-led space when I created this season. I wanted it to be really open and I feel like it has been, and it's not only been open, it's been very expansive. It's taught me so much, having the most amazing guests on. We've had death doulas, we have had incredible people who are experts in grief and love and how we navigate through that. And so if you are just listening to this for the first time, welcome. This podcast is called She Loves Herself. And this season is the grief season. And I created this season because my own mum passed away on the 3rd of September 2022. And there's not a day goes past that I don't think about her and I don't miss her. But this journey of grief and the people that I've spoken to and the feelings that I've felt have been amazing. And what's really surprised me, because you don't know until you navigate through this yourself, but what I want to say is what's really surprised me the most is my own growth over the last few months. Often we think when someone we love so much or someone really close to us passes away and leaves this earth plane, that life will never be the same. We'll never go over it. We can't ever be happy again, but it's not the case. And I've really learned to live with this new way of being, with my mum not here anymore. And how can I stay connected to her in the most beautiful way? How can I continue to live my life and expand even more? Now, I talk about growth, I talk about expansion. Her death, her dying has expanded me. Something changed, everything changed when she died. And who I am being and what my mission is now is so clear. And I believe my mission was always clear. I believe my soul has a mission for me. My soul chose me to walk this path. And I think we all do. We all have a soul. We all have a mission. But it's whether we can get still enough and have enough courage to walk that path that our soul has chosen for us. And I'm definitely there. I'm definitely here to walk that path. When I say I always think I knew my mission, I didn't know with certainty. I didn't know exactly what it was. I knew it was to help people. I knew it was to lead people. But now it's come through, and taking those moments of stillness last year, I took a lot of time just to really be. I made that solo trip to Bali just, weeks after my mum's death, and that came with its own challenges because I have never faced something so tough and raw in my life. I went there not knowing why. I knew it would be a challenge, but what I was met with there was far more than I could have ever imagined, to the point I wanted to come home all the time. I felt very alone, frightened, unsure, uncertain, loss of identity, not knowing who I was. And even when I came back for a few weeks after I came back, I felt lost. I shared some blog entries, and I shared really authentically, we hear this authentic vulnerability, and it is vulnerable for anyone to stand up and share their truth. It's vulnerable in me being in the place that I am as a coach and having a successful business, for me to share the struggles that I was in. That's a risk, because it's that risk of, what if people don't take me seriously anymore? What if people don't think I have it together? But that's called being human, and it's called being authentic and sharing all parts of yourself and being all parts of yourself and embracing all parts of yourself and holding all of your dark and light, because it's not separate from you. And I know we hear a lot like, you're not your thoughts. Yeah, that's absolutely true. We are not our thoughts. But these emotions, we don't want to push them away. We don't want to abandon them and shame them. And when we're feeling overwhelmed or anxious or fearful, that is not separate from you. That is part of you. And if you do not integrate that and hold your dark and light and love, then you're self-abandoning, because all of those fears needed to be felt. I needed to go to those darkest places of fear, abandonment, unsafe, all of it, to know that underneath all of it was love, needing to be held, needing to be felt. All of that, underneath it all was love. And it was painful, when I sit each morning, I before I do my meditation, I sit with a cup of tea or coffee or whatever it is, and I connect to my mum in the morning. And I sometimes, when I really think about it, I still can't believe she's not here. How can you love someone so much and then just be taken from you, and that's it, they're gone? But that is what happens, they are gone. But they're not gone, but, the human form, the touch, the voice, all of that, they're not physically here anymore. So how do we find ways to take them with us on our journey? How do we find ways to live our life, our biggest, fullest, most expressed version of who we are, the most authentic, honest version of who we are? How do we make sure that we don't get to end of life and have no regrets? My biggest fear in the world, and I've been really vocal about this for a number of years now, is getting to end of life and not fully living the life that I knew I was capable of living. But until my mum died, and until I went on that even deeper journey of full surrender and ego death and dark night of the soul, which it absolutely was, then I wasn't clear on what that was. Like, I knew there was something in my heart, and I thought for anyone else listening, when you're like, I know there's something deeper for me, I know I have a mission, but I just don't know what it is. I can't connect to it. I know it involves this or that, but it's not really clear. Get still. You know, I talk a lot, and we hear a lot about taking action and getting in action. Yeah, all that's important, right? But it's not, there's no point in doing that when you don't know what you're going for. Do you know, like, that only came to me, the realization and the clarity around my mission only came to me when I got still, when I fully surrendered, and that death of any ego that was there went. And I was okay with being me and being naked, you know, emotionally, and letting go of that ego, which I didn't even think I really had, but I did, and I probably still do have elements of ego. I think we all do, but that allowed me just to get that clear message of what my mission is, and it was clear. And now I'm moving forward in 2023 and this year with this knowing of what I'm here for and what I need to do. And I take steps most days. I was going to say every day, but let's be honest, there's some days that I'm really tired, and, you know, I've maybe not slept as well as I did the night before, but, you know, most days I'm taking steps towards that mission, and to bringing it into a reality. And I know that we all have this within us, and sometimes when death happens and we allow ourselves to grieve and we allow ourselves to mourn and we allow ourselves to feel, we don't need to be chasing something else to mask emotions. We just be with it and allow and surrender and allow the beauty of what death can also give us, which is a real awakening of the soul. Do I feel scared? No, I don't. I don't feel scared. I don't feel scared about what's going to happen. I'm sure I'll be met with fear, because it's going to require some more growth and stretching myself and putting myself in situations that might feel uncomfortable. But honestly, I feel so tuned in to myself, what I stand for, and I trust myself. But that didn't come overnight. You know, the trust didn't come overnight. The mind would be, oh, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Like when I went to Bali and everything told me not to go, the mind told me not to go, people told me not to go, I went, and it was horrendous at points, but the biggest growth journey of my life, which has then expanded me into this. And so I want to say to anyone that is working on themselves or feels stuck, trust yourself. The mind doesn't need to make sense of it, but if you feel something in your gut, trust it. You know, they say that your gut is your second brain. Start tuning into it. The more that you trust your gut, the freer you become. The freer you become, and the decisions that you make come from a place of truth. Honestly, I cannot tell you how much I want to support people in this space of returning to self, returning to truth, returning to your truth and what your path is. I work with clients one-to-one. I've got Empowered Women that starts next week. We have one space left, so if someone wants to take that space and join us, please come and join us, because what you're going to learn in there is how you not only heal your life, but live your life. Like, and I mean, you're not just showing up, you're not just getting up and going through the motions of life, you are living, you are being it. And you are so deeply connected and rooted in your own integrity, and trust that you learn on that journey through Empowered Women how to be you before all the noise. We work through how to heal programs and conditions. We work through specific lessons every single week, and every week you are coached by me. We also have some integration weeks because some of this work is really deep, and so we need a little bit of time to integrate. But you're also coached by me in this very small, safe container of 6 women who are just like you, who want to let go of bullshit, but they're not sure how to, but they want to just return to authenticity and walk their path, walk their truth, have their mission, and be so rooted in it that nothing stops them. So if this is talking to your soul right now, there is one space left. It's a 14-week program. There will be around 11 lessons in it and 11 coaching sessions. So there'll be integration weeks between that. And you will also have a one-to-one session with me in between it. You will also have an in-person event at the end where we will do cacao. Will be a live sound healing ceremony. We will do some movement meditation together. We will make miracles and magic things happen in that event. I also have some guests that come on and do masterclasses in the program too. It is jam-packed and it is life-changing. Everyone that has done this program, it has changed their life in some way, shape, or form. I have testimonials after testimonials from women who have done this course and worked with me, and it has changed their life. And not only their life, the ripple effect it has had on their families, their friends, their work colleagues, because of who they be now. The cost of the programme is £2,995. And that is an investment in you and your future and your life. So if you've never invested before, you might be like, what? £2,995? And I want to say to you, if you're not ready, that's okay too. For me, it's worth it tenfold. I've had clients that have done this program and said that they got the return on their investment in week 1. The minute you invest in you, you change the trajectory of your life, because that's the day that you say, I matter. I matter. It starts with me. It always starts with you. Self-love, self-trust, self-courage, all of it has the word self, which means you. It starts with you. It has to be about you deciding to make the change, to be the change, and let me support you in doing the rest. This program will change your life if you are ready to commit to it. We have one space left. You can email me at jill-ritchie.com is the website, or hello@jill-ritchie.com is the email address. Guys, it has been an absolute blast to have such an interesting podcast season around grief, and I'm not going to stop talking about this moving forward. Next season is probably going to start again in mid to end March. I already have guests lined up for that, and I am so excited. We are leveling up again. We are talking about healing, authenticity, self-love, and who we need to be to create the most authentic, abundant life for ourselves. So I'm excited about that. Next week, I am off with some friends, and then the following week I'm off to Florida for 10 days, and then I'm back again in March. So guys, thank you for being with me. Thank you for staying on the journey with me. Thank you for all of your support over the last few months. Thank you for your messages, because I know that there are many episodes that have touched so many of you. And I want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for the love and support that you have shown me and my family over the last few months. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. Sending you all the most love that I can possibly send you, and the most gratitude that I can send you. And I will see you all in or around the end of March for a brand new season.